guys, welcome to the first episode, or the introductory episode as this will be known, to the All-Regen Liverpool 11. I can't believe I'm doing all this again. This is going to be a big fucking piss take. So, basically this is the start of a new series. Well, it's not really a new series, it's carrying on the Liverpool update since basically they're so popular. Compared to the Cardiff series, the Soccer AM series, which I'm hopefully going to continue, they are by far and away the most popular. And I thought, I'd show that by doing this. Now, it's going to be a live commentary for those who aren't familiar with this, with the setup or whatever. Basically, I'm just going to do live commentaries for every single. I think it will be every single game. I might make the exception for like Champions League group games or League Cup games or whatever, the early stages. We'll see we'll see who we play. But this one, we're not going to be playing. As you can see, the first game is against Norwich. We're not going to be playing them today. This is going to be an introductory episode, just showing you the players, the coaching staff, where certain people are, and how certain things work. So this is more for those people who maybe who start just. You might have come across the series for the first time. If you have, welcome, and hope you enjoy. But I think it deserves a bit of a summary because I realise I haven't been as in depth as I probably would have liked. I realise obviously I did 38-minute episode the other day, but I still need to give you an introduction to these players because you might know some of them, but you won't know them as intimately as myself. So I'm going to try and get you into that now. Just show you the squad first. So who the key players are, who I see, who are going to be the key players for the season, and how I treat each and every one. So going over the first team here, we have first player Rafael Ramirez, who most of you will know. He is my first choice goalkeeper, as you can see by the number 1. And he's featured in several videos, including, of course, one of the worst own goals in Football Manager history video, where indeed he was in the Nou Camp. He caught a cross and fell backwards, or he didn't fall. He lost his balance and sort of fell backwards over the line. I'm just looking through his, as you can see, his physical there, his balance. His balance isn't great, and I've noticed this through certain things where, as you can see, obviously, as you saw, he fell backwards over the line, but also, when he comes out, rushes out and gets a ball, you may see it sometimes where a goalkeeper, the force sort of just takes them forward a bit, and it's a lot more common. Certainly, I've never seen it at all. I might have seen it once or something, maybe, in FM11, but I see it all the time now in FM12 where the goalkeeper rushes out and the momentum just takes them forward actually outside the box, and you get a sort of direct free kick. Or is it an indirect? I don't know. Basically on the box, it's not a penalty, but it's a free kick. And, it happens a lot more, and he's quite guilty of that. I don't know if it's because his fitness is not that great, his stamina isn't great, his balance isn't great, whatever. But overall, he is a good keeper, as you can see. I like a lot of the good goalkeeping stuff here. His command, command of area. Here we go. I couldn't even read that. Command of area is good. His kicking's good. His handling's pretty decent. His reflex is a good position. So all the key areas are really good for this guy. Ignore the guy at the top. I don't know why. It just sort of gives you that if you haven't got 3 keepers for some reason. This is Lee Barton, who you may have seen in the last episode. He is now my reserve goalkeeper. What I tend to do, it is a little bit risky, but it's not as bad. If you could never get away with this in real life. But because this is a game and it doesn't take into account sort of real life emotions, you can get away with putting a 16-year-old as a reserve goalkeeper. Now, what I recommend doing is, especially once you get into your regen sort of time, take the upcoming youth goalkeeper and slap him on as your second goalkeeper. That way you then free up a space for other players in your squad registration, because, of course, in the Premier League you can only have 25 players. And once they hit a certain age, or 21 or 22, or whatever it is, the fact that when they can't play anymore, and they can play, obviously, if you just want to register them, you just can't register them as an under 21 anymore. So you'll then move on and get the next youth player in. You've got 5 years worth of him being on your reserve bench. I did it with that D'Agostino guy, and I did it with Greg Band. So he's he's next in the line. I'm also possibly hoping this guy, because he is that good, in case you haven't seen the reports here, 3.5 stars, which is excellent. He can be better than Ramirez apparently, so I've got high hopes for him, possibly even replacing him. So Tom Wheeler, he's one who's stuck by me, of course. I've had him now for several years from Arsenal. He is 34 now, he is getting on a bit. Um, I mean, his favourite clubs, it was Arsenal and Liverpool, but he's kind of gone now. So, and yeah, but by the way, for those who can't read the title for whatever reason, this is absolutely 100% regen now. There is absolutely no real players in this team. The difference in this one is I'm going to hopefully show you them, and hopefully you can enjoy this team as much as I do, getting to know a whole group of players. And that was the difference between the Benfica save, as I say. When I loaded up the 2050 save, I didn't really know any of the players, whereas in this, I know them. So, as you can see, his attributes have kind of gone down, I suppose, since then. Or at least since I signed him, I should say, which was like 10 years ago. In fact, longer than 10 years ago, in 2017, from Arsenal. He never really sort of found a good spot. He's a Walsall, Cardiff, Stoke, Lorient. And eventually, 12 million. I think 12 million, very, very well spent. He's become a bit of a, I think, is he a legend? Yeah, he's a Liverpool legend. So, yeah, he's done mightily well as a nice Tom here. So, well done to him. Byron Barnes is a backup. I don't think he's even registered in the league. Because I need a bit of space, actually. I think I really do need to free up some space for these guys. And yeah, I just bought him in from Blackburn. He's only £2 million. Sorry, was it Blackburn? Yeah, Blackburn. His reports were way better at the time. He's only 2 stars now, but that's still not bad. He's good to have, I suppose. I don't think he'll complain too much either. So yeah, he's worth having. Renato Novello now. This guy you may have seen if you've been watching the series. He's been here since 2020. He's been over 10 years now. And as you can see, he is still only 25, so I've had him since he was a 15-year-old. And, he has some quality attributes, as you can see. Positions 20, his stamina, he's got great acceleration, he bolts down that wing, he's got good tackling, and he can basically play pretty much, well, he can't play on the right, obviously, he can play as the right defender, but obviously he's not. I very rarely play him there, mainly because I've got all the players who can play there who are better. As defenders. But, as you can see, he favours the left-hand side, and he's superb as a winger or a left-back. So, very like Fabio Aurelio, except way better. As you can see, 17 million, that's his value. I bought him for 8. Now, I do have a problem with him in that he is asking to... It's the whole thing of, I want a new challenge again. I have managed to stop him several times now, and I've said to him, no, I don't want to lose you. You have to be a bit assertive and say, I don't want to lose you. So, yeah, I was pretty disappointed about that, but he is happy for now. But I'm probably going to have to stop him saying it again, like another 3 or 4 times over the next season. Pedro Acosta here, he's 35 now. I think he's a legend, but yeah, he's done very, very well. Bought him from Real Madrid for 20 million, and I think he was quite disgruntled at the time. He's been out for 10 years now himself. I don't think he's a legend. No, he's not a legend, but he's done very, very well. He was a stalwart at my left back position for many, many years. It's Franco Cartazolo, 33 now. Now you may be thinking, looking at these defenders, thinking, Jesus Christ, how old is your defence? Don't worry, we'll come into more. Don't worry. He's, as I say, 33. He's been here for quite some time now as well, since 2020. I mean, basically that backline, look at the ones you're looking at here, have basically just guided this team in defence throughout the last decade. So, they are getting on a bit now. I remember him playing against me several times for AC Milan, and he was very good. So I think £20 million well spent again for the last 10 years. Very, very good player. I'd say he's getting on a bit now. He's probably not going to play as much as he used to, mainly because of the coming players. Now, the last player of the last generation, shall we say, is Simon Moore here, the 6'7" monster, Scottish, blonde hair, fantastic. And yeah, he's very good. I mean, he's only 31. I'd say he's been here since 2022. For 9 million. Another Arsenal player, Moore and Wheeler, was always favourable in playing them, mainly because of their chemistry, possibly. But yeah, he's very good. He's 6'4". He is slightly slow. If you look at the, I think he's a little bit slow. Actually, no, that's quite quick for a defender. Actually, I think his let's have a look. His flair, I think that's the one I was thinking of. His flair is not the best, but a defender, it doesn't matter too much in the defender. Now, the next lot here you're going to see are the future centre backs that I'm going to be using. Jürgen Schug first, or Schug, I don't know how you pronounce this. He's 26, and I think, well, okay, fair enough, but I've had him for a number of years already. He's been here since 2026, 25 million from Schalke. He's very good as well. Centre back, that's all he plays. He's commanding, he's 6'4". Don't know what I'm saying about him really. He's just a really good centre back, typical German. This one really is of the next generation. This is Paul James, not the most adventurous name I know, but he is Nigerian and he is bloody good. He's 20 heading, 18 tackling, 16 positioning, 16 determination, 18 anticipation, 19 stamina, 18 strength, everything you look on, almost everything you look for in a defender, and he is an absolute beast. 11 million from Atletico Parent, this team. And yeah, he's obviously started in Africa there. I was going to say South Africa, but as you can see, he can be up there with the likes of Cartazolo and Moore and Shug, or Shug, once he develops to his full potential, obviously, which he's only 22, so yeah. Valdemar Angola, who is the next one, he has already been here for a number of years already. He's only 19, but he has genuine potential as well. 3-star, that's actually gone down. Actually, he's meant to be 4-star. I think it's 3.5 or 4-star at one point, but still pretty good. Really happy with his progress so far. I've had him since 2026 for 2.7 million from Dortmund, and I was recommended to him by my scouts. So it's always worth, having your old guard, but also, putting in the youngsters as well. And the last one here, I'm not talking the last one who I've yet to play actually, I've just bought him, called Dave Vassi or Varsi. He's, as you can see, just joined. Touted as the new Ledley King. I've had number one of these. I've got a player up front. I've had touted as the next Kevin Davis, the next Nobby Styles, which I believe that's quite a common one actually, Nobby Styles. Phil Neville, which is very funny. And I think I've had... Oh, so actually, I think that was the last one, Ledley King. He's a bit temperamental, which isn't good. So, yeah, I just bought him from Southampton. Southampton, probably one of the best youth setups in Britain. I'd say, my personal opinion, and through experience, Southampton and Celtic are the best two. I think I've talked about them before. Very, very good youth setup, and I would definitely recommend picking from them, or even going them. So, yeah, he looks quite good. He's 19, maybe could have brought him in a bit earlier. This guy's coming through my youth, called Joe Tong. He's probably not great, but he's a decent squad player. 2 stars, not bad as a defensive midfielder. Just shy of Lopez, who you'll see in a moment, who has good potential as well. That's his current ability at the moment, so you'll see him. He's also a centre-back, but I'm not going to play him as centre-back. And lastly here, I'm not going to pronounce this one, I'm just going to call him Yidne. Yidne, I think it's Kidan, I'm going to show because it's spelled the same way as Zidane or Kidane, or... I don't know, but I'm going to say Kidan because it sounds like Zidane. Just bought him from Spain. As you can see, he is a right back, and again, 3.5-star potential. That's probably your best. I mean, you're really not going to find too many 4-star players. I think I mentioned in the last episode, but you're not going to find too many 4-star players in this. There is one. I've got one, Fredinho. He is a very rare player, and there is a reason why. He is like, if he existed in real life, he would be like number 3 on Liverpool's all-time goal scoring list, only being defeated by like Ian Rush and I think, I don't know, Billy Little or someone. I think so. Yeah. He looks very good anyway, so I'll get back onto Fredinho. But he looks good. I'm just trying to think, was he... Yeah, you may think obviously a bit weird, so I don't want to sound a bit racist here, but of course, a black Spaniard, you don't see too many of them. He is, of course, I'd say dual nationality, Eritrea. Just saying. You just don't though, do you? Let's be honest. Next one's the left backs. We have Vital Langeveld, who is Dutch. He's 29. He's been the he's been the one who's quiet. He just gets on with his job. He doesn't do anything amazing. He scored the odd goal. He scored some very flashy goals. He seems to be the one, that defender who always gets forward and just when he scores a goal, it's a fucking great goal. He's been here nearly 10 years himself, to be fair. Just under 10 million from Wigan. Got recommended to him by the scouts, and this was at a time when I really needed a left back, and he provides a lot of stability. As you can see, he is very good. He's got 20 influence, potential future captain if I hadn't found someone else. Junior Shimpi now, probably my leading left back now because he is that good. He was voted in for the World Cup Dream Team. Yeah, it was the World Cup Dream Team, which I'll show you in a moment actually, which just took place in 2030. As you can see at the top there, he's 6'4". He's a big lad, and he's really sort of in the last couple of years really sort of got on, because I thought, was he going to make it? He's like one of those players you never thought was going to make it, and then in the last bit, he just sort of pushed on. I mean, if I'll just show you real quick, I've had him since 2021 when he was really young, signed him for 6 million from Leeds, who got double the money, to be fair. And it was around about this time with the Roma deal. There was two reasons why I sent him on loan, and one because I think at this point he was about, what was he? About, well, 21. He was about 21 at this point, and I thought, is he going to make it? Well, I'm a bit unsure. So I needed to send him on loan. I needed to give him first team football. As you can see, he wasn't actually that great, but what it meant was he had first team football there, and you can see I hadn't really had proper first team football in the first team since Monaco, like 5 or 6 years earlier. So I was forced inevitably to throw him into the first team, and he did really well in his first season back. Another main reason was because I needed to free up squad placements, because I was really stretching my squad at that point in terms of size. Atelo Masari, who has been injured, he's been. Let me just show you his injuries real quick before we do anything. He's torn his calf muscle. He's been out for quite some time. Injured right at the end of last season. He missed the World Cup. It was a bit disappointing for him. But I'm probably not going to see him for a while. Actually, not going to see him till mid to late September. He's good. I've had him on record for quite some time. Bought him for £10 million over 10 years ago. And he sort of, around about 5 or 6 years ago, really stepped up to the plate and became a really good player. It was either going to be him or another player who you may remember, of course, was Matthias Motta. He never made it. He moved on, I think, to Sporting Lisbon or somewhere, and he stepped up, which was, because I was expecting it to be the other way around, to be honest. So, yeah, he's pretty decent. He's defensive midfield. He's that sort of Lucas Makaleli, Romeu role. And he's pretty damn good little player. Next one, Alcino Lopez. We're getting into these are the two defensive centre mids. Genuine potential. He's only 19. As you can see, 4-star potential. As I mentioned, it is very, very rare to find 4-star players, and when you see that, you do get a bit excited. He used to be that anchor man, 4 stars. Very, very, very. And as I say, that's why I'm emphasising it, because you just don't see them every day, and he has genuine potential. So I'm going to keep playing him. You're going to see a lot of him this season. Ryan Bergen. Now, this is an American guy. He's aged 28. Really, really good winger. Very, because he's another one of those players you never thought, is he going to make it? A little bit unsure. Originally started off in Washington DC. Played for West Brom, $5 million. And unbelievably, in that season, he scored a hat-trick against me, for those who don't remember it. As you can see, he plays a striker as well, but I mostly play him as a right winger, and he has this brilliant ability where he literally just destroys people down that right hand side. I mean, he gets the ball, puts his head down, and just goes. He really just does go. I spent £30 million on him, but I'm a person who's quite careful. You might think of it when you see that, but I'm quite careful with my cash. But I know I do occasionally splash out. Now we go to the captain. It is Trevor Sadler. He is absolutely fantastic. Born in Southampton, signed him. God, how long ago? 2016, so that's a long time ago. 1.5 million, possibly one of the best, if not the best, signing or regen signing I have ever made on Football Manager. This guy is absolutely phenomenal. He's been here for nearly 16 years now. And very, very, very good indeed. 300 appearances, I think, for Liverpool. 104 goals, 112 assists, 34 man of the matches, an average rating of nearly 7.5. Absolutely astonishing player. I'll show you, here's a key player for the team. 3.5 stars. You might think, well, what the hell's 4 stars? I'll show you 4 stars in a moment. This is the captain. So Trevor Sadler, St. Lucian partly as well. He is English though, and he has played several times for England. Next comes to another American. This is a fairly new signing who's just quit international football, David Brown. He does want first team football. He is quite inconsistent, this lad, but I've only given him like a season to blend in with the team, so I'm willing to give him a go. As you can see, I don't understand what he's moaning about, because he had 22 appearances last season. That's quite decent. Okay, it's not as many as he got with Man City, but for 10 million, I thought that was quite decent. Former Man United player as well. You don't see too many of them nowadays going to Liverpool, do you? Where's he from? God, he's from New Jersey. No, I'm only kidding. This guy, now, Ezekiel Alonso, one of those players who's, I reckon, in the middle of being one of those, it's like, is he going to make it, is he not? We'll have to see. I've had him, God, he's been years. He started out as Argentinian and actually played for Boca. Signed him for 1.5 million from Boca. I'd actually signed him, in 2020. But, he was only 15, and I think there is a policy. I don't know the exact policy, but I think it is, if you are non-European and you are under 18, you cannot sign until you're 18. Until you're 18 in that season. So As you can see, he's only played his bit part so far, mainly because I've just got this packed centre midfield, and as you can see, it's showing no signs of stopping at the moment. So he's got good potential, and you know what, he's all right as well. Idris Matei, kind of a weird one. He's another one who decided to go about his business, and I was always thinking, is he really good enough? And last season, he really proved to me he was a genuine reason why we won the title last season, because his goals last season, I think he only had 5 goals and 5 assists. And me thinking 5 goals, that really much of a difference? His goals though were just so uplifting to watch. He'd hammer them. I mean, he'd literally smash goals. It was Steven Gerrard. That's great. He just picked them up and hammer blow into the back of the net. So yeah, this guy's pretty good. I think he's constant in the French team. Really good to have, and always plays well. New signing here, well, not brand new signing. He's a reasonably new signing. German, very German looking, blonde hair. I'm assuming blue eyes as well. You know, he is the perfect Aryan right here. Florian Mayer. I just realised how many times I've gone out races, and this really isn't pick. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to shut up now. We have, yeah, as I say, he has 4-star potential as well, and he is currently meeting that. So, in his ability, so he is a key player for the team. I'm going to be honest, he kind of just hasn't done a lot. I mean, I think because he just goes about his business. I mean, he got 1 goal and 1 assist, but he is blending into the team, bear in mind. So, I mean, there were other players like this as well, I'm going to show you in a moment, who took the time getting into the team. It is very rare that you do have players who just go into the team and perform from day one. It is very rare. And, you know, he performed, but, you know, just not like, you know, 4-star ability, you know. And a prime example of this was Aaron Guyan when he first came into the team. Now, as you can see, he's 29, all these light blues, that's what you want to see. He came in the first team in 2022, 40 million, very similar to May in there, and it took him quite a while. I mean, it took him like till, I'd say, about here, so this is like 3rd season in, for him to really make this massive impact. I mean, he played well. It's not as to say he wasn't good, but he was like impact. I mean, you can see, you know, like the performance just slightly dropping. You know, going on his previous seasons, you know, like 7.5, 7.2, 7.6, and then he joined and 7.0, and it's like, that's still good, but not what you expect. But, you know, he's still, you can't knock him, you know, so, yeah, that's one thing. So don't get too disheartened if players don't turn up straight away. Now, this is a new signing, brand new signing from Arsenal. This is Jason Forbes. He's a right-sided player. I just bought him mainly because he was transfer listed, and I thought, you know what, he could be useful. I realised I've got Bergen who can play on the right, and a few other players who can as well. Hassli, who I'll show you in a moment. But he looks really good. You know, useful player to have. 3.5 stars, why not? And he's English as well, so why not? There's another one from Arsenal, believe it or not. This is Paulo Antunes, I think is how you spell it, or Antunes. I don't think that's how you pronounce it. And yeah, he's another one just signed from Arsenal for 13 million. Has 3.5 star potential. Again, down this right hand side, he is only what is he? 21. Yeah, he's only 21. So I thought give him a go. And lastly, on the right hand side, a lot of right sided players. I just realised need more left side. I think I'm converting some of these actually to left side. You can see a slightly Asian looking, but nevertheless Norwegian, Christian Hassli. He's been here for quite some time as well. I bought him on loan. Weirdly, he was on loan, available loan from Man City. And he really impressed me. May think, well, what are you talking about? You know, impressed me. He scored a goal in his debut, and I was like, basically, he played the game, and I was like, is this guy any good? He scored. Yeah, that'll do. And I just bought him. So, and he's become a really good player, to be fair to him. He hasn't. I mean, he didn't play last season much, mainly because he broke his cruciate ligaments. Now, they are very dangerous cruciate ligament breaks because. For those who've been watching the series, you may remember Elia Garfanini, who was my left winger. I bought him from Italy for like 30 million. Had a great start, 5 assists in 5 games. Broke his cruciate ligaments. Was out for the rest of the season. Came back, was never quite the player we thought he was. So it wasn't, you know, they can be quite dangerous and quite damaging. So I mean, there's one thing too bad. And Garfanini was like 22 at that time as well. So no, he's a bit older. He's about 25. So. You know, hopefully it won't do too much damage. Jason Maloney, this is a youngster who's come through my youth rankings. He's all right. Mostly, I've tried to play him up front for some reason since they recommended. He's from Manchester. Tells us the next David Dunn, which is quite funny. He's got 2-star potential, which you know is all right, I suppose. Could useful to have. Juan Nicolas Castillo, one of my main strikers now. He's very pale, especially for Spaniard. He's also been injured, I think. How long has he been injured for? He just gets it. He is quite injury prone. This guy, I'll be honest. I mean, he was out. He joined, I think, in let's see, where was it? This is now his third season. Yeah, 2028. Oops, sorry, hang on. And he started here, as you can see. He torn his hamstring in the first month of joining. So he was out for 3 months, and then in January he fractured his arm, then he pulled his hamstring, then he got into dead leg, and then he fractured his ribs. So it was incredibly injury prone, but when he plays, he is a bit of a beast. So yeah, he's only 26 as well, so he's got a lot going for him. Joe Jackson here, we're getting into the strikers now. A lot of potential, this guy from my youth ranks, 3.5 stars. As you can see, there's Fredinho with his 4 stars. He's a bit of a legend at Liverpool now. Leading Premier Division striker on the future. Target man, it's changed to attack now. It was support initially, that's weird. And yeah, as you can see, he was born after the game had started, so hopefully he can do some good for us. I mean, he's why is he in the first team? He's of course available for the reserves, and I would recommend doing that. Luis Suarez, now of course this is not, for those who have not seen the series before, this is of course not the old racist Luis Suarez, even though he's not racist. I'm not going to get into the argument, don't worry. It is of course All-Regen, who happens to be called Luis Suarez, and I gave the number 7 shirt to in his third season as well. £3.5 million from Real Madrid. I didn't just sign him for the name. I just want to point out it was because he was good. If I show you the 3 stars, that's what I needed, because I needed to replace quite a few strikers from previous seasons. Goethe, for example. And yeah, as you can see, good average ratings for £3.5 million. I can't complain, especially when, in real life. Imagine that, in 2030, we do sign a player called Luis Suarez. The chants had come back, the shirts had come out, the banners had probably come out. It'd be great. Okay, moving on, we'd have Sean Shaw here, who is a 21-year-old Scotsman who looks quite decent. Again, 3.5 star potential if I can get him right. He hasn't been that impressive so far, but as I say, he's only in his first season. 2 assists and 1 goal in 6 appearances, not bad. I'm just going to let him play a few more goals this season. Fredinho, the legendary Fredinho, he is Brazilian, 33, absolutely astonishingly good attributes. One of the best signings I've made as well. Also, he's up there. He is, I say, 4 stars. He is still an important player for the team, and even in his advancing years. Now, that's interesting. He's changed to a DLF. He was a poacher for many years. He's been here for 10 years now, £30 million, extremely well spent. I think he's still a global superstar. When you have that, a player's good. 131 appearances, 124 goals for Brazil. That's not too shabby, especially when you consider that is Brazil. I think he has now, I checked before, because I'm a nerd, checked the stats. I added up all his goals for Liverpool. He has 250 goals, exactly. That would put him 3rd on the all-time goal scorers list, and he's about 30 behind, I think, Billy Liddell, and about 100 or something, but he's about 130 behind Ian Rush. So, yeah, because I'm a big... I love doing that, just adding little real-world things. This is Jason Wilshere, a new signing from Blackburn. I was a bit undecided whether to buy him or not, but I thought I'll go for it because I need, just maybe one more striker to bolster. He's got Premier League experience and he's English, so it shouldn't take too long to adapt. He's been at Arsenal. He's been all over the place, really, hasn't he? He's been at Moscow. He's been at Leeds. He's been at Charlton. He's been at Hearts, Coventry, Arsenal, Blackburn. So, 18 goals that season. That's not bad. Okay, he only got 8 that season and 11 last season, but, he looks all right. Look, a decent little player to have. And finally here, Leonardo Silvani, who is the Argentine hobbit, it seems, there, with his baldy head and spiky ears. 3 stars again, decent rotation striker. He's the number 9, probably regret giving that, but you may see 4 goals, not the best in the world, not Liverpool number 9 quality by any means, but he can't, bear in mind, just by as I pointed out earlier, in earlier videos, he cannot speak English yet, so I'm willing to give him a bit of time at that. He's only been here for 400 days. Who the hell can't? Well, that's really quite, because most players can speak the language after a year or so, or at least basic English, But nothing. Now the Premier League has started. For those wondering, this is it's a long video, isn't it? So Chelsea top Blackpool. So yeah, actually, I just want to show you who are the teams in this currently. If I just show you last season's league again, it's just to give you an idea of how teams work, who they are, what positions they're in. Leicester are a really good team. Sunderland are really good. Everton is themselves. Newcastle pretty decent, probably a little bit less than what they are now. Southampton, very dangerous teams. Always play. West Brom are another one. Huddersfield are another one. And yeah, that's that. That's the league. So that's currently how it stands. After one game, we have a half-5 kickoff against Norwich. I'll show you now. I just wanted to get that out of the way. I'll show you my staff as well. Now there has been a takeover. I was taken over by some businessmen. I don't know why, but as you can see, John Henry and Michael Gordon, whoever that is, they have remained directors from Fenway, but we have been taken over here by Tom Ward, whoever he may be. I don't know. And yeah, basically we've got a load of different ones here. We've got Michael Williams as director of football, which is interesting because usually you have someone associated with the club, but there you go. As you can see, world-class reputation for myself. Don't want to blow me on trumpet there, but that's what the stats say. My assistant is Stephen Gerrard. I've gone through number of assistants, including Gary McAllister, Jamie Carragher, Daniel Agger, and yeah, I think that's Stephen Gerrard. We've got Lionel Messi as first team coach. I'm going to be upgrading Steve Finnan and Xabi Alonso to first team coaches as well. We've got Colaccini, who's very good actually, a pretty decent coach. Wilfred Baumer, because he's more of a defence coach. Rodolfo Borrell, who's one of the best coaches on the game. He is superb. Of course, was in the help of basically tutored Messi. Of course, as I mentioned before, he was one of the tutors of Lionel Messi through his young Barcelona days. Reina, of course, who stayed on as a goalkeeping coach. He's now 47. And I can't knock him. And how long was he here for? Straight away after before Ramirez took over. He's been here since the real times of 2005 to 2023. I'd love it if that were to be real, but 606 appearances. Where is it? Yes, 606 appearances. In how many years is that? That's like 18 years. God, it's impressive. And finally, I've got a few scouts down here as well, fitness coaches. Probably need another one, actually. Probably need some more scouts as well, but yeah. Just because they're obscure doesn't necessarily mean they're bad. I mean, if I just show you this guy here, his ability, I realise, you don't need a lot of coaching badges. You just need a good ability, good potential. Discipline's not bad either. And his hope, and if it's as good as well, his adaptability. So yeah, judging ability and potential, they're two key things to have. Obviously, reputation will help, but they are the two main things I really think you should be looking out for. Looking at, obviously, I've talked about these before. If you want to look more at these in detail, talk to me about. If you want to talk or see me or hear me talk about them, go into the 30. I can't remember what one it is now. Like the video that's 38 minutes long. It's the one that sticks out. As you can see, a lot of legends here. The ones that stick out, of course, that have gone on since, or at least have improved since the game start. I've got, of course, legends are Suarez, myself, Cortez, Carlos Fierro, Alaba, Fredinho, Ericsson, Wheeler, and Sadler. Icons also into that with Goetz as well, who was the captain and absolute beast striker. As you can see now, what really annoys me is we've got this loan debt of 59 million. I'm not going to be buying anyone here. I've got a budget of 144 million, but I'm not going to buy them. I'm also going to be. I might actually make an offer for this guy, Brewster. I love this name, Brewster. Do you know anyone called Brewster? Where's now? I might buy him. But then again, he's a right midfielder. How old is he? I might buy him actually. Yeah, I'll buy him. So I could just make the decision like that, no biggie. Masari is not registered. That's a problem. I need to make room. I'm definitely not going to be buying old Brewster over here then, since I need to register some people in the squad. Now that is actually one of the hard things about Football Manager is getting a bloody balanced squad. It really is. It's a lot harder than you think. I just want to show you also real quick. I have skipped the Community Shield, which we won because it is basically a glorified pre-season game, and as you can see, it was 2-1. Fredinho and Paul James. Fredinho, I just want to show you this goal. It's a great goal with 2 goals. We dominated them in the first half. They came back roaring in the second half, as you can see through Mammon's goal. I'll just show you 3 of the big teams and their players now as well. So it's a very in-depth introduction, but this is Fredinho here. This is him quite literally at his best. Bang. Look at that. Fantastic. Show you Tottenham, then show you some of their teams. Now, they won the title, as you can see, in the last previous one for us. Now, this guy here, they seem to change managers every year. This guy's a former Man United manager on the game, so I just want to show you a few of their players. Jerry Moore, a lot of former players myself. We've got the likes of Fagan. That's not Fagan. I really nearly bought him once, and he's turned out to be one of the best midfielders on the game. Harvey, former player of mine. Jose Enrique, who's just moved there, of course. Jerry Moore, an absolute beast player. He's getting on a bit now, but he's still very good. Fofana is one of the best players. He's retiring, thankfully. Coolen, a very good player. Rainey's decent. This Neji Ali Sari is a good player. Yeah, let's just go through the value. You can kind of get an idea why this team won the title because they're very, very good. And they were under the guidance of, I think, Marcelino, who is the current Seville manager, I think. And yeah, so I'll just go over that after their team. Chelsea have probably the best striker in the world at the moment, if you don't count Fredinho. That is Phil Knight, who is English. He's very, very good. They've got another player called Nuccioni, Vitabar, I think is how you pronounce that. Yeah, so that's some of their, just looking at some of their players, they just give you an idea who they are. This guy here called Delanoy is a very good player. Veslui, I think is how you pronounce that, since he's Dutch, or Vesluis, I don't know. He's a good player as well. Who else do we have? Arsenal. Let's go over Arsenal and City and United as well. They won the league previous years, currently managed by Gonzalo Higuain, which is quite funny. They've got a player, believe it or not, called Everton. I think is how you say that. The weird E. I don't know, he's Brazilian, but he's very, very, very good indeed. The MC, kind of like a Lucas. They just bought this guy called Alex Watts, who's a centre-back up from Everton. Very, very good. Ron Lescott, who used to play for me. Didn't think he was going to amount to anything. Turns out he does. Turns out he did because he was really good. As you can see, he spent quite a long time at Liverpool. Let's see what else we got. Billy Young, very, very, very good player. Good striker. He's Scottish. Scotland are very good in this. So what I tell you, Blackburn could amount the title challenge with Young and Wiltshire there. That's a quality front two. Compos, the goalkeeper there. Where's he from? Really, he's from Guadalupe. That's astonishing. Is he dual nationalities? That's astonishing. Guadalupe goalkeeper. That's amazing. He's very good. Probably one of the best on the game, actually. Yeah, so that's just their team. We've also got another Chinese player. A lot of Chinese players as you go on because China tends to rule the world at this point, probably. Called Zhao Ming. Go over City, just to give you, say these are just all introductions, very quick. They haven't won the league for like 20 years now. Per Arne Thomason, who has destroyed me several times. One of the best strikers I've seen as a regen. Why is he unhappy? Wants to leave the club. Ooh, reckon I should put a bid in for him. Actually, no, I better. No. Actually, yeah, well, I'll just see what happens. Let me just see what happens. He's unhappy. He's not the captain anymore. Charles Gargo is a very good player. Boubacar Traore is a good player. Philippe Lebris is a good player. Kaminsky, he's a good player. They've got another player called Dumbia. Yusuf Bar's a good player. Oliveira, this Brazilian guy, very good player. Jack Harrison, another really good player there, left back. Sorry, no, is he? Yeah, I don't know what the. As you can see, they won the league and then sort of up and down ever since, really. Not really being as consistent as us. Well, Tottenham for that matter. And finally, Manchester United, who've really not been that great since Alex Ferguson left. They've got a new manager called Daniel Vasic. Looking at some of their players, they've got Robert Benjamin, who's a very good player. Con Nolan, the goalkeeper. Jan van der Plas, who is an excellent player. Luis Pasquia, who I nearly signed. Stephen Jones, Australian striker, very, very good. And yeah, that's their team. It's not absolutely fantastic by any means, but it's still Manchester United. They're always going to put up a title fight. Just show you the World Cup as well. Actually, I'll show you finances. Who are the richest clubs? We are currently. Oh, Arsenal have overtaken us by 10 million. We were third at the end of the season, but we are now back down to fourth, which is weird. Arsenal have overtaken us. Real Madrid and Barcelona are still the unmovables at the top. Tottenham, who of course were taken over, for those who've been watching the series, of course were taken over by a bunch of Iranian businessmen. That is no word of a lie, they have. And yeah, there it is. I'm pretty sure it doesn't really change a lot. Here's some of the managers. Mauricio Pochettino is the only other world-class manager apart from himself. He was, of course, he has. Actually, let me just show you part biography. As you can see, he mostly played in France, Spain. I actually played for City. Oh shit! Oh no, sorry, no, he didn't. That's a lie. Yeah, he won the title, I think, with City. Let's find out. He's won the World Cup twice, which is why he's world class. He won the World Cup twice with Argentina. He's also been managing Real Madrid. I'm just trying to think. He's won something. Won the Copa America twice, the World Cup twice, and the Confederations Cup. He's been at City and Arsenal, so that's why, and obviously Real Madrid. So he's very, very good. Ficadenti, I think is how you pronounce that. He was the Tottenham manager before, because we've had Marcelino, who, this is extremely complicated, and I'll just try and say it. Marcelino was the Spurs manager, and then he went to City, then this guy was the Spurs manager. They keep changing, like Chelsea, just keep changing every bloody season. It's so annoying. Massimo Allegri here, who's the Barcelona manager. Mihalovic, who will always do well. Vincenzo Montella, the AC Milan manager. Remember him. Fulham fans may remember him. Luis Enrique is the Spanish manager. Frank de Boer is Holland under 21s. Let's go over some real ones. I just seen someone there. So I've gone back up. Well, it's not. Okay, don't know what's going on there. I won't scroll down. There you go, that's better. Let's try that. So we've just seen Thierry Henry somewhere. Oh, sorry, I thought it was Gibril Cisse, my bad. I've just seen some names, where are they? Come on. As you can see, it is still quite a while before any major players become... I mean, one of the highest players, I certainly recognise. If you recognise any of the others, then fair enough. But of course, we've got Thierry Henry, who's manager of the under-20s. Jon van der Brom, who has managed almost every Premier League team, I think, at some point, is the manager of Newcastle currently. Simeone, is he the... Yeah. Italian now, I think they're the Argentinian guy, never mind. Yeah, once scroll down, it's really weird. Paolo Di Canio starts Swindon, I think I've pointed them out before. And yeah, these are some of the players at the moment. I mean, as you can see, there aren't... Not too many have gone to stupidly high heights yet, so we're going to wait and see if we might even come across them this season. So I think this video has probably gone on long enough. Thank you very much for watching. Thanks for sticking with me in case you haven't nodded off yet. And yeah, so thank you very, very much for watching. I'm going to have a drink now. Throat's killing me. And I will be back then for the first game of the season against Norwich. Here we go again. Thanks for watching. Give the video a like and see you next time. Bye bye.